Welcome to Quick Bytes, Qvive World News, a platform where truth, honesty, and transparency is manifested. Let's take a look at today's news. Housing is one of the most contentious political issues in Britain, and UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak is currently facing the first rebellion of his premiership. At least 50 Conservative or Tory members of Parliament have voiced opposition to the government's house building reforms, which would create a foundation for affordable housing. Shamima Begum, the young woman who travelled to Syria in 2015 to join the Islamic State terrorist group, may have been a victim of human trafficking for sexual exploitation, Begum's lawyer informed the UK Special Immigration Appeals Commission on Monday. In 2018, Sadiq Khan, who was the Home Secretary at the time, revoked Shamima Begum's British citizenship due to public safety concerns. Shamima Begum, who is now 23 years old, is still considered to be a threat to the public by the UK Home Office. Her lawyers argued that the former Home Secretary acted hurriedly when revoking her passport in 2019. They claimed she was a trafficked child. Commercial air taxis would begin operating by the middle of the decade thanks to new regulations that the US Federal Aviation Administration proposed on Monday. As the future of urban air mobility, electric vehicle takeoff and landing aircraft have been dubbed as a flying taxis. The topic has gained attention after a number of eVTOL companies went public. In order to certify pilots and establish operational standards for eVTOL flight, a powered lift operations rule is also being developed. The proposal is expected to be released by the agency next summer. Billy Nolan, the acting FAA administrator, had stated last week that the organization does not anticipate the first eVTOL to start commercial operations until late 2024 or possibly even a year later.
Well over 100 companies, some say more, are working on new eVTOL aircraft, meaning electrically powered vertical takeoff and landing models that promise more efficient and cleaner ways to move people and things around. Many of the designs mark a radical departure from traditional aircraft, so much so that regulators are still refining the rules under which they'll be certified. The front runners in what has all the buzz of the space race include ambitious, cash-hungry startups such as Archer, Joby, Volocopter, Lilium, and Vertical Aerospace. But there are many other companies at various stages of progress with their projects. So how do companies go about developing completely new aircraft, getting them from an initial concept through type certification and into production? We knocked on the door at Archer, which is working on a 5-seat eVTOL that it aims to start operating for air taxi services in cities such as Los Angeles and Miami by 2024.
As part of Qatar's ongoing effort to increase tourism, airline passengers with the lengthy layovers at the country's primary airport in Doha have been urged to visit Qatar while they are in the country. Passengers are prohibited from leaving the transit zone even for a short time while the nation is hosting the 2022 World Cup. They are prohibited from traveling to the nation's capital to see the sights and experience the atmosphere of the 2022 World Cup. Only those with match tickets have the option of obtaining a Haya card, the ID document required for entry into Qatar, up until the end of December. All other travelers are prohibited. At the Rozgar Mela, PM Modi gives out about 71,000 appointment letters to newly hired recruits. The Prime Minister's office stated that the drive is a step towards fulfilling his commitment to giving the creation of jobs the highest priority, and that is anticipated to be a catalyst in producing more jobs and giving young people worthwhile opportunities for empowerment and direct involvement in the development of the country. One such business was recently brought to light at the India International Trade Fair 2022, which was held at Pragati Maidan in New Delhi. The attention of the crowd was drawn to a booth set up by a company that manages funeral services. An image of the Sukhant Funeral Management Private Limited booth at the Delhi Trade Fair was recently shared on Twitter by IAS officer Avinash Sharan. A sample beer or arti with rose petals all over it was also on display by the side of the startup. Why would such a startup be necessary? Most of us would agree with Sharan's tweet that this is a valid question. Now, welcome to the lead story of the day. Thousands of Twitter employees have been let go by Elon Musk in the last few weeks. Since becoming the only board member of Twitter, it is claimed that Musk has reduced the company's employee count from 7,000 to almost 2,700. The former US president declined to interact with Twitter after Elon Musk restored his account, saying, "I don't see a reason for it." Currently, it has been made known in some reports that Donald Trump would stand to lose millions of dollars if he actually made a comeback on Twitter. E-commerce competitors like Amazon and Flipkart should voluntarily disclose all paid customers' reviews of the services offered on their platforms, with the federal government enacting new regulations to prevent fake reviews and help customers make informed decisions. Marjorie Taylor Greene, a Georgia Republican representative, had a personal account on the social media site Twitter deleted in early January for spreading false information about the coronavirus pandemic. Twitter management has now restored her account. Mukesh Ambani says India's economy will grow to $40 trillion by 2047 thanks to digitalization and clean energy. Ambani stated at the 10th convocation of Pandit Deen Dayal Energy University that India's economy, which is currently worth $3 trillion, will increase to $40 trillion by 2047, placing it among the top 3 economies in the world. The parent company of Google, Alphabet, is reportedly preparing to fire 10,000 poor-performing workers, or 6% of its workforce, as part of the big tech layoff season, which has already been kicked off by Meta, Amazon, Twitter, Salesforce, and others in light of the challenging global economy. Madhya Pradesh begins its 12-day Bharat Jodo Yatra campaign. Rahul addressed the crowd and declared, "This yatra is against the spread of hatred, violence, and fear in the nation. Taking the tricolour from Kanyakumari, we began the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Nothing can prevent this tricolour from travelling to Srinagar." Follow us on our social media platforms and log in to Qvive.in, prakashtv.in, and unnatinews.in. That's all of the news for today. Thank you for watching and goodbye.